Welcome to this explainer. Right, let's dive straight in, because honestly, we need to start with a hard but totally necessary truth. Consider me a coach in your corner here. Look, you are not stuck right now because you're lazy, and you definitely aren't stuck because you lack talent or, luck. You are stuck because you're missing the daily execution of things that actually work, day in and day out. Today, we're going to break down the anatomy of a perfect day. We're looking at 10 specific habits from our source material that will literally make you unrecognizable.
Seriously, ask yourself, why are you still stuck? Think about it. How many times have you woken up and told yourself with absolute total conviction that tomorrow is going to be different? And then, well, what happens? Tomorrow arrives and you repeat the exact same patterns. You do what you did today. You scroll, you delay, you kind of just avoid the heavy lifting and the actual work that moves the needle in your life.
There's a really stark contrast between these two mindsets. The gap between where you're sitting right now and where you want to be, it isn't some magical chasm. It's simply a bridge made of habits. That's literally the only thing separating the people who actually build something real and tangible from the folks who just sit around waiting for the perfect moment to start. Newsflash, the perfect moment is a complete myth. The daily habit, though, that's the reality.
So to make this incredibly practical for you, we're going to look at these 10 crucial habits through a chronological framework. We're mapping them out onto a single 24-hour cycle, like a literal day in the life. This timeline shows how these habits aren't just, isolated tasks. They actually fit seamlessly together into 4 distinct phases of your day. Let's get right into the first one.
Phase 1. Owning your morning. The critical first hours. Habit number 1, you have got to wake up before the world does. Listen, waking up early isn't just a punishment, and it's not some weird flex in discipline. It's about absolute ownership. The first 2 hours of your day need to belong entirely to you. No phone, no distractions, zero noise. Just silence and clarity. You train while they sleep, and you build while they scroll. This is exactly how you take back control of your life, just one distraction-free morning at a time.
Which leads us straight to habit number 2, move your body. Movement is kind of the foundation of everything. The very moment you move, your biological system literally wakes up. Blood flow increases, oxygen rushes to your brain, and it truly doesn't matter if you go for a run, crush a full heavy workout, or honestly just do some simple stretching. The goal here is to move with intention. Even just 10 minutes of intentional movement acts as a hard reset for your entire system, both physically and mentally. It's incredibly accessible, you just gotta do it.
Now, why are these early hours so absolutely crucial? Well, it all comes down to the number 2. Human biology dictates that your brain is at its absolute sharpest, its most highly capable state, in the first 2 hours after you wake up. You have this finite, incredibly valuable window of peak cognitive energy.
And that brings us to habit number 3. How exactly do you use those 2 peak hours? Most people completely drain that precious energy checking emails, scrolling their feeds, and doing easy reactive work just to feel this false sense of productivity. By the time they finally face the hard stuff, the energy's just gone. But legends, they operate differently. They eat the frog. They start their day with the absolute hardest task, the one thing that actually moves their life forward, way before anything else gets a chance to drain them.
Moving on to phase 2, fueling and setting the stage. Midday maintenance.
All right, habit number 4 requires a little bit of tough love about your diet. Eat clean and control your sugar. Most people fuel their bodies like it just doesn't matter, and then they act completely surprised when they crash hard at 2 p.m. and feel groggy for the rest of the afternoon. Every single bite of sugar drains your power. Every processed meal dulls your edge. Clean eating isn't about vanity or looking good in the mirror. Actually, it's strictly about peak performance. Your body is literally the only machine you will ever truly own in this life. Treat it like your life depends on it, because, well, it absolutely does.
Habit number 5 is all about protecting your environment. Put simply, a chaotic room equals a chaotic mind. Your physical environment shapes your behavior way more consistently than your internal motivation ever will. If you're surrounded by distractions, deep focus is biologically and psychologically impossible. You have to design your space for success. Clean your desk. Remove the physical clutter. Keep only the things that push you forward. When your environment actually works for you instead of against you, discipline becomes, honestly, nearly effortless.
Okay, phase 3, the execution, mastering deep work.
Habit number 6 is cultivating deep work, entirely without distractions. Your ability to focus is hands down your single greatest advantage in the modern economy.
But every notification, every open browser tab, every little ping from your phone, it pulls you out of a flow state and completely shatters your momentum. True deep work means total, unbroken focus on one single thing. No phones, no social media, zero multitasking. Just you and the work that actually matters, executed with complete intensity.
Think about the brutal reality of the modern workplace for a second. A short burst, just 2 hours, of intense, uninterrupted, deep focus will absolutely beat an entire 8-hour workday of fragmented, notification-heavy pseudo-work. Every single time. Before you sit down to work, you absolutely must eliminate those distractions so you can be the person executing with genuine depth.
Habit number 7 takes this a step further. Actively limit your social media time. These platforms are meticulously engineered to steal your time and hijack your focus. Every scroll weakens your attention span, but you have to remember your core identity here. You are not here to consume, you are here to create. Time is the one and only resource that you cannot buy back no matter how rich you become. So, set strict limits. Use your devices with actual purpose, or honestly just delete the apps completely. Stop giving your most valuable asset away for free.
Habit number 8 ensures that you are always growing. Learn something new daily. Our source material puts it pretty bluntly. The exact moment you stop learning is the moment you start dying. You've got to actively feed your mind every single day to stay sharp and relevant, while everyone else basically becomes obsolete. And it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Just read 10 pages a day, maybe watch a quick educational video, or spend a few minutes studying a new skill. Just feed your brain something that makes it better today than it was yesterday.
And finally, phase 4, the wind down. Evening discipline for tomorrow.
Habit number 9 is a massive game changer. Review your day and plan tomorrow. Most people just kind of let their day end, flip off the lights, and move on, right? Well, that is exactly why they repeat the same mistakes day after day. Doing a quick review actually shows you what worked and what totally failed. But more importantly, executing the specific 3-step protocol, noting what went well, what needs adjustment, and writing down your top 3 priorities for tomorrow, it completely eliminates decision fatigue. When you wake up, there's no confusion, no wasted energy, just pure execution. This simple habit alone puts you ahead of like 90% of the population.
And that brings us to our final habit, habit number 10, end your night with absolute discipline. How you close out today perfectly dictates how you open tomorrow. Late night scrolling, it destroys your morning energy. Junk food before bed ruins your physical recovery. Nighttime chaos breeds morning exhaustion. So no phone for an entire hour before bed, no late night junk food, and you absolutely must choose a fixed, consistent sleep time. Look, if you can't end your day with strict control, you really cannot expect to start your morning with power. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to really let this thought sink in. You don't need permission to change. You already know what to do. None of these 10 habits we just covered are closely guarded secrets. They're just choices. They're moments of personal agency. They are decisions that you make every single day, decisions that will ultimately either build you up or completely break you down. Which leaves us with this final, incredibly important question. These habits are daily decisions. So, what will you decide today? Are you going to keep waiting for that imaginary perfect moment? Or are you going to take this playbook, stop consuming, and start executing right now? The choice is entirely yours. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I challenge you to start building that discipline today.